Black Alpha Network. Power to the people.
That's our motto. We want freedom by any means necessary.
Hell, I might be anywhere, but when I leave, you remember I said, with the last words on my lips, I am a revolutionary.
Yes, indeed. Black AlphaCast, Black Alpha Network. Before we go any further, subscribe button, smash it. Like button, smash it. Share this video with every real one you know. Let's build this thing all the way up on the road to 1,000 subscriptions. This is for all my brothers, sisters, kings, queens, goddess, and gods. We about to break down some real serious shit today. Serious shit like we chopping game on a regular. We're gonna talk about white supremacist slang and all the code words and all the little trick words that these motherfuckers use. They got slang, they got a whole pile of shit that they'll pull out their fucking bag just to trick us. Play on words, war with words, words as weapons. That's what these slum motherfuckers do. And we're gonna break down every last one of them and show the people how to stay on code and how to watch for all that supremacist slang. And don't let them use it against you, use that shit against them. That's what we do. Don't fall back, put pressure on these suckers. And it all makes sense. So we're gonna talk about supremacist slang words. This is what it's all about. As I talked about evolving, you gotta put this shit together. This shit is all a play on words, mind games, controlling the narrative. And how do you control the narrative? Wordplay, play on words, trick bags, cons, shice game. This is what white people, like 99% of their fucking tactics is playing games. They ain't strong enough to do some shit on some physical shit. You know what I mean? They gotta hit you with words and twist shit and spin shit around and fool a bunch of dumb motherfuckers. That's what white people do. And they only exploit stupid niggas. That shit don't come over here on certified side. On this side of the fucking fence, no games played. This a motherfucking no-fly zone. This a no supremacist zone. And they know that. Why? Because we strategize. So right now we about to strategize. We're gonna break down every little motherfucking word, all the supremacist slang that they like to use, all the little sneaky backdoor, backhanded shit they try to use, everything that they try to come up with to confuse black society. I'm gonna give you every last little fucking term that they use, and we're gonna smash that shit out, and then we're gonna walk away and we're gonna start hammering them with some work. Because when it comes to white supremacists, all work is easy work. So you see them trying to feed us now all these new different terms, like racial justice issue. That's their new word now. They use that word to basically say, oh, this issue is for y'all black folks. Even though it don't concern y'all, even though it has literally nothing to do with y'all, we're going to put racial injustice on it to make black folks get behind it and support it. This is a term you really see the Democrats use a lot. Now, you might see the Republicans use it because like I told you, the overt will try to get covert every now and then. The wolf will try to turn into the fox every now and then. So don't get it twisted on who uses it. Just understand these are supremacist slang words designed to confuse black people. So instead of saying black discrimination, they say shit like racial injustice because that's an all-inclusive word. Remember, they never deal with specifics when it comes to black folks in a positive light. Only time white people ever use the term black is something negative. The black man did it. A little fucking kid. Who did it, little Johnny? The black boy did it. What about black on black crime? The black man ran that way. He's black. You'll see that shit all day long. Anytime it's something positive, you'll never ever hear the word black. Then all of a sudden black will turn into all-inclusive words. Black all of a sudden to go from black to P.O.C. Parasites of color. Person of color. Then black could turn all of a sudden into minority. Minority. They see these motherfuckers just got words all over the fucking place. Hard to keep up with the bullshit. But you'll never see black ever used in a specific light in terms of positivity, in terms of anything that would uplift or benefit us. All of a sudden, they know how to take the word black out and put in a fake word, a supremacist slang. You know what I mean? Instead of saying, hey, blacks are oppressed, they'll say, hey, people of color are oppressed. Instead of saying, hey, blacks got it bad, they'll say, hey, all colored people have it bad. We'll give it to disenfranchised people. We'll give it to minorities. And white people know how to control us with words. I mean, think about it. 99% of the shit people refer themselves as are terms that the white man gave. The white man went around this whole goddamn world and he just named people like you name your children. How you'll have a child and you'll name your fucking child. The white man went around this whole planet and just started naming people. I'm gonna call you this, call you this, call you this, call you this. 100 fucking years later, now they all call themselves what the white man named them. Supremacist slang. Every last motherfucking word they use is supremacist slang. P.O.C. is supremacist slang. Minority is supremacist slang. Disenfranchised, disadvantaged, etc. All of that shit is just supremacist slang. And the new one they're trying to use is racial justice issue. So anytime they have some type of bullshit law that they're trying to pass, or a law that may not be bullshit, but just quite frankly has nothing to do with black people, they're going to start saying racial justice issue. And they're going to try to force that shit on black folks. Instead of coming to black folks with tangibles, instead of coming to black folks with direct, specific policies for us, they'll give us some all-inclusive shit, say it's racial injustice, and it affects us fucking 100 degrees of separation, and it's all designed to serve every other fucking community and allow these parasites of colors to eat off our plate. Let's break it down. For instance, they'll say the Green Deal. The Green Deal is really some white liberal shit. Quite frankly, it is a billion fucking degrees away from the immediate black issue. But they'll say, well, the Green Deal, blacks are disproportionately affected by asthma, so now it's a fucking black issue. But instead of saying black, you say racial justice issue. Come on. The student debt shit. They talking about we're going to give some student debt relief because blacks are disproportionately affected. AKA some white liberals who want that shit passed because a few niggas even go to fucking college. You know what I mean? And even if niggas do go to college, that ain't no motherfucking black race issue. A black race issue is black folks getting real access to good healthcare, black folks getting real access to good housing, black folks getting real access to loans, all things we qualify for, all things that are the American dream that black folks just get locked out and denied from. That and a million other fucking things. But I tell you what, the Green Deal and student debt ain't fucking one of them. So keep your fake liberal bullshit supremacist slang to your goddamn self. Don't put no motherfucking fake word on it, racial injustice law, and try to pass that shit off like it has any type of tangible for black people. Bullshit. And this is what I'm talking about supremacist slang. They'll remove the word black and then insert a supremacist slang and try to fool you. We're going to remove the black struggle. We're going to say the disenfranchised. We're going to remove the black struggle. We're going to say the disadvantaged. We're going to remove black tangibles and we're going to say racial justice issue. Well, what is racial injustice? Who could that fucking apply to? That could apply to anything. Just like when I was talking about Jim Crow Joe Biden, I was reading his bullshit plan that I ripped, tossed that shit in the motherfucking trash can like a napkin. When you read his shit, he only used the term black on the front page to get you to open the book. Once you open the book, he had all types of supremacist slang. You didn't see black again to the back of the fucking book. The word black only appeared on the front of the fucking book and on the back of the fucking book. Everything in between was a bunch of non-specific, indirect, supremacist slang bullshit. And this is what they love to do. Take the term affirmative action. Well, what's affirmative? What the fuck is affirmative action? Like affirmative. Okay, you're being affirmative for who? And that's why affirmative action now benefits white women and gay men. You see, supremacist slang. Instead of saying some shit like black employment, black liberation, they'll say affirmative action. Motherfuckers say black action. Shit, just put fucking black on it. This the problem. Motherfuckers never want to use the term black when it comes to tangibles, resources, uplifting, liberation, anything that has some quality to it. All of a sudden, they know when to remove the fucking word black. And y'all let these motherfuckers start putting in any goddamn word in the world. They say this is for water bottle liberation. What? This is for human being coalition. What? This is for fucking trash bag rights. What? Motherfuckers say black. Black first, black only, just black. And that's the fucking problem. Anytime a motherfucker passes a law and that shit don't include the word black associated with power, black independence, don't trust it. It's bullshit. Y'all gotta quit letting these motherfuckers get away with that shit. What my nigga say? Put some respect on it, nigga. Put black on it and put some respect on it. Don't let a motherfucker try to pass off human rights or planet rights or fucking people who breathe rights. Who the fuck is that? And that's what I'm talking about. Play on words, trick bag, supremacist slang, and that's what white people are the masters at. They will beat motherfuckers with words. And the reason they do this is because they rely on black voters. They rely on black support in general. When black folks get behind something, we give these motherfuckers a numerical advantage. We give them that extra little boost they need to get whatever accomplished that they're trying to get accomplished. They'll come in and say, hey, let's tell black folks that this law is for them. Let's tell black folks this initiative is for them. We'll tie it into their oppression. I mean, not in a genuine way, but we'll make these dumb niggas think it's part of their oppression. They'll get behind it and they'll fall for shit and then they'll support whatever bullshit that we got planned. So when a white liberal wants a shit planned, he said, let's tell black folks this affects their oppression. They're emotional and they'll support it. When some minorities want some shit done, they'll say, hey, let's tell black folks this affects their oppression. They're emotional, they'll go for it, we'll have their asses fooled. This is what it is. Any motherfucker who got something they want done, go tell black folks, hey, this is a part of y'all struggle. Black folks will say, man, this is a part of our struggle. We need the help now. He said this is affirmative action. He said this is a racial injustice law. We all know we suffer racial injustice. You never stop to think about the details in the word. You never really stop to think about the motherfucker putting forth the law. All you hear is racial injustice and you say, good for niggas. In reality, none of these issues affect our condition. But our condition is used to support these issues. The tactic of telling black people that whatever fucking issue A to Z is for us or it affects us has been used for eons. They will always come to black folks with a white issue, with an Arab issue, with an Asian or Latino issue. Tell us it's for us. Tell us it's for our condition. We'll get behind the shit. And as soon as that shit's passed, they'll be like, peace out. Nice try, niggas. Goodbye. I mean, you really think black folks are out here campaigning for a Green Deal over their own rights? Black folks have a hard enough time not getting shot in the fucking back by a police officer. The Green Deal is issue 97,000 and a half on the black agenda. And that's lowballing it. No black folks is out here campaigning about no fucking Green Deal. No black folks is out here campaigning about student debt relief. I tell you who is. White liberals. And then they go get their mammies and their Uncle Toms to come push that shit down on us. That's what they do all the time. Half the black senators and politicians or whatever the fucks, they've been running around campaigning for white issues way more than they've been campaigning for anything black. And all them fuck ass Democrats that was talking about we gonna hold them accountable after the election. They getting right behind all them bullshit policies that don't even affect the black condition. So all that shit was exactly what the fuck we said it was hot air. You weren't gonna hold shit accountable. What it really was is that we was clowning your ass for being a fucking smut to Jim Crow Joe Biden. And you was trying to save face and sound tough. But in reality, your ass was gonna go and suck that dick like we knew you was going to. As soon as that motherfucker got elected, y'all get behind every white liberal issue that you can fucking find. And then you do what you always do. You start using supremacist slang. And they love supremacist slang coming out of a black person's mouth. You know it. Y'all know damn well they weren't gonna come on no black agenda. They weren't gonna come on no tangibles, no reparations. They weren't gonna come on that. They was gonna use all that shit to make it sound like they was on some black first. But in reality, soon as that motherfucker got kinda elected, soon as that shit happened, they said, let's go find every white issue and let's help the white people out. But let's tell the black folks that this is about them. I mean, look at the hustle. Student debt is a black issue. The Green Deal, climate change, a black issue. COVID-19 vaccinations that they're trying to force on us. That's a black issue. So COVID-19 vaccinations is a black issue. Student debt is a black issue. And the climate change is a black issue. Y'all motherfuckers don't walk around and say these is Asian issues or Arabic issues or white issues. They'll never say it's a white issue. First off, you telling us what our issue is. Even when we tell y'all motherfuckers, no, this is our issue. They'll say, no, it ain't. It's this. They dictate to us what our fucking issues are. You feel me? But they'll never, ever, ever highlight another race and tell them this is their issue. You'll never hear that. You'll never hear them say, this is a white issue. This is an Asian issue. This is an East Indian issue. Only with black people will you see a race singled out and associated with a law or associated with a policy. Nobody else gets singled out by color except for us. Now, mind you, as easy as they can single us out by color when they're trying to hustle us, how come they can't single us out by color when it comes to reparations and tangibles? That's my fucking point. And the same thing goes with these minorities. They know how to do that shit too. They know how to use supremacist slang their goddamn self to get what they want. They always try to tell us these things. Immigration is a black issue. I seen that, what's that girl name? P.O.C, the girl from fucking New York. I seen her talking about immigration is a black issue. First off, how the fuck you gonna tell me what a black issue is? You ain't even black. You ain't even black. Is immigration a black issue, or you just saying that shit so you can get in on it? So you're using supremacist slang. I wish I had to side-eye her, but I've been already side-eyeing that hoe any motherfucking way. Then she started talking about, check this, she started talking about loans. And she said reparations, matter of fact. She started talking about loans and reparations and how one of the tangibles for reparations should be loans for blacks and Puerto Ricans. Puerto Ricans ain't certified blacks. They're not FBAs. So why the fuck is you talking about them? See, it all makes sense now. Rewind. She starts talking about blacks and immigration and how immigration is a black issue. And then 2 seconds later, she starts trying to get Puerto Ricans black reparations. She was using supremacist slang so she can get benefits and tangibles for her community opposed to us. That's how the game goes. All these motherfuckers is snakes. All of them. And they know black folks get twisted with words. Black folks be real weak on words. See, when we use words to our strength, unstoppable. But when we let other motherfuckers use their words to their strength, we break. And that's what they be on. Race bait, race card, P.O.C, minority, racial injustice, all of this shit. Affirmative action, disenfranchised, disadvantage. Listen to that shit. I just said 100 fucking things that all pertain to niggas, and they ain't said black one time. One fucking time. And they do this shit wherever white supremacists are. In the UK and Europe, they got a term called B.A.M.E. B.A.M.E, yes, I mean that shit. I mean, these motherfuckers is reaching for acronyms. That shit means black, Asian, minority, ethnic. Yeah, black, Asian, minority, ethnic. I mean, goddamn. Can you just say nigga, 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 and some fucking Asians? Can you just say it? These motherfuckers is reaching. I mean, when you get to the point where you just basically saying everybody that's not white has their own word. White folks, we're white. Everybody who ain't white, y'all got your own little fucking word. We're so dominant and superior that we have an exclusive name and y'all motherfuckers all got to share a name. Person of color, minority, all that shit. We're fucking, that's like saying my name is King and everybody else's name is bitch. Everybody who's not me on earth name is bitch and I'm king. That's what it is. The same way white folks got 100 different slurs they use to call us: nigger, monkey, porch monkey, buckwheat, jigaboo, thug. The same way they got all those terms that they can use behind closed doors, they got more terms they can use in a public setting, in an open form, like B.A.M.E, person of color, minority. But trust me, that shit mean the same thing. There ain't no difference between jigaboo, buckwheat, nigga, and thug as minority, person of color, and diversity. All that shit means the same thing. You feel me? One they can say behind closed doors, the other they can say in an open setting. But trust me, they got the same meaning. And while you sitting there saying, he didn't call me nigga, he called me person of color, man, that's a good thing. White man looking at the other white man winking. Got that dumbass nigga. You feel me? That's how the fuck it is. Weapons with words, white supremacist slang. They use these terms to either dilute the black struggle and take away resources that belong to us by mixing us in with all these other groups, or they use it to verify other issues that belong to other communities, usually white issues. Or foreigners will come in and they'll try to get us to support their causes just by using these terms. And it's all white supremacist slang. That's what it's always been about. Every last one of those terms are used to harm black society. And they use it all the time. They know whenever a black person comes in and specifically, solely, and exclusively starts talking about black Americans, they immediately pivot into all those terms. Because they use those words as weapons. White supremacist slang. Fuck it, let's get it right now. This the Black AlphaCast. We recording. Let's bust this shit down. We'll run it one by one. We'll break this shit down one by one, and I will show you how they deny black people exclusively and try to mix us in with everybody else. Let's get it. 1. P.O.C. Collective, not exclusive to black people. Minority, collective, not exclusive to black people. Diversity, collective, not exclusive to black people. B.A.M.E, collective, not exclusive to black people. Lift every voice, collective, not exclusive to black people. Baby bonds, collective, not exclusive to black people. Disadvantage, collective, not exclusive to black people. Disenfranchised, collective, not exclusive to black people. Buyout, collective, not exclusive to black people. Immigration, collective, not exclusive to black people. Poor people, collective, not exclusive to black people. We as a nation, collective, not exclusive to black people. Affirmative action, collective, not exclusive to black people. Communities of color, collective, not exclusive to black people. God damn. Case closed, done deal, ball game. Point fucking proven. They said communities of color. Shit, our motherfucking houses gotta be collective. Our motherfucking houses can't even be black. They gotta mix our houses in with everybody's house. God damn. These motherfuckers ain't playing. Need I say more? I got right now terms and words that'll knock these motherfuckers out. I got terms and words right now that'll wash these motherfuckers. Easy work. Easy work. I'm tired of seeing all people get played with words, so I got some fucking words that's like weapons. Remember, words is like weapons. You know what I mean? We invented swag. Go listen to these fucking rappers. I don't understand how we could have a fucking rapper that can rap the most complex, dopest shit in the world, but get in front of a white person and be stuttering. You feel me? Nah, that ain't Black Alpha. Black Alpha, nigga, we some confident motherfuckers. A white motherfucker stepped at me on some shit. Physically, knock their ass out. Verbally, knock their ass out. That's how I go. Because we got that wordplay. We precise. We too smooth, slick, scientific with the motherfucking words. The vernacular is too motherfucking pimping. You dig? So that's what I'm talking about. And that's what white folks are. They masters at con games. They real snakes, slums. They got all these little code words and all these little con words and supremacist slang that they know how to use to their benefit, and they know how to try to stay away from when it's not to their benefit. This is what the fuck they do. And then all these little minorities come over here and they try to follow that script. You know what I mean? So all of that shit is supremacist slang. 9 times out of 10, whenever a politician is talking about black folks, it's supremacist slang. Because if they weren't, then that shit is too liberated. Either you're going to use slang and try to be sleazy, or you're not going to use slang and we're going to see you coming. And you know damn well whenever it's A or B, A being real, B being sleazy, they're going through door B every time. Because that's who they are by nature. Some sleazy slum motherfuckers. So watch out for all of the supremacist slang. And that shit comes from black folks as well. Anytime you might see some type of Uncle Tom or Mammy, they're going to be using supremacist slang that they got handed down to them by their white masters. It's everywhere. One of the original supremacist slangs was civil rights. So instead of saying black rights, we say civil rights. We call it the civil rights era. Who the hell was fighting for civil rights? Matter of fact, like Dr. Claude Anderson said, who the fuck is civil? Arabs fight for Arabs, Latinos fight for Latinos, whites fight for whites, gays fight for gays, black folks fight for civil. Who the fuck is civil? Never met civil. That was one of the original supremacist slang. Let's say civil rights. So you have people who are really fighting for black rights. We should really be calling that the black rights era. Half the people back then weren't even fighting for civil rights. Malcolm X wasn't fighting for civil rights. He was fighting for black rights. The Black Panthers weren't fighting for civil rights. They weren't the Civil Rights Panthers. They were the Black Panthers. They weren't the Nation of Civil Rights Islam. They were the Nation of Islam. They was all fighting for black rights. But the white man came in and said, let's say civil. Once again, let's take black out, put the word civil in, con game, supremacist slang. Let's take black out, let's put in P.O.C, colored, con game, supremacist slang. Let's take black out and put minority, con game, supremacist slang. They've always used supremacist slang throughout the history. And what's the number one tactic? I told you, it's to remove the term black and put in another word that is all-inclusive that will blind you. Just like now, Ayanna Johnson and Cori Bush and all these other bum-ass motherfuckers is out here talking about racial justice issues. So try to tie us in laws that have nothing to do with our condition. What they do, they took out the word black, inserted the word racial injustice. Now, mind you, when they start talking about parents not being in the household, they say black fathers, right? When they start talking about women going to jail, they say black women, right? When they start talking about gangbanging and thuggery and drugs, they say black people on crack, black people on this. So once again, when it's bad, they will rush to put black in. When it's good, they'll rush to take black out. Because these motherfuckers is sleazy, they opportunists, and they some snakes. That's what the fuck they do. Now they say things that disproportionately affect black people. So they'll say the Green Deal is a black issue or a racial justice issue because it affects black folks disproportionately. So it's funny how they can tell us that it affects black folks, but they can't even call it a black issue. They'll say, oh, this disproportionately affects black folks, but we're going to call it a racial injustice issue. Because, you know, if we actually called it something different, it would put too much of a spotlight on black folks, and then we'd be forced to help y'all niggas. You see? They can sit there and tell you this affects black people the most, but we're going to call it civil rights. This affects black folks the most, but we're going to call it racial injustice. This affects black folks the most, but we're going to call it affirmative action. So they'll tell you. So they know. Don't get it fucking twisted. These motherfuckers know damn well. They know so goddamn well that they'll come to us and tell us it affects us. So how the fuck can you call it something else, but you tell us it affects us without putting our name on it? Like animal rights. You don't sit there and say animal rights affects animals, but we're going to call it earth rights. You don't say it's human rights, but we're going to call it dog rights. No, the motherfucker you said it affects the most, name needs to be in the title of what you call it. And it's like that for everything except for blacks. Everybody else, the people that is affected by it, name is in the title until it come to black folks. When it come to black folks, it's I know it affects black folks, but we gonna call it every fucking thing else without the word black. Once again, the word black is mysteriously missing when it comes to tangibles. Because remember, if they said black, then they'd be forced to have to give us some shit. Then they know we gonna tear shit up and get our tangibles. So that's why they remove it. But I tell motherfuckers like this all the time. Don't tell me no Green Deal disproportionately affects blacks, so you're gonna do something about it. Student debt disproportionately affects blacks, so you're gonna do something about it. You know what else disproportionately affects blacks? White supremacy. You gonna do something about that? You know what else? Joe Biden, crime bill. You gonna do something about that? So don't come up in here and tell me shit that disproportionately affects black folks. You got to answer for it. Or if you got to answer for shit that disproportionately affects black folks, get one for white supremacy. How about that? Because if you don't get it, I'll get it. I tell people all the time, they're gonna start trying to tie us into everything. Eventually, it's gonna be animal rights. They're gonna tell us that animal rights technically is a black issue because blacks are disproportionately bit by poodles. They did it already with climate. They'll say climate is really a black issue because black folks get asthma. Black folks have 2.2% more of inhalers. So technically, earth rights and climate change is for black folks. They're gonna start trying to pull shit from afar to connect it with us. Student debt, climate change, and eventually they're gonna tell us animal rights is a black issue. Anything to serve somebody else's condition and use black folks' condition to support it. The number one, main, and only thing that affects black folks is white supremacy and racism. Racism done by white supremacists and racism done by wannabe white supremacists. That's our fucking issue. Every fucking thing else, dog rights, cat rights, snake rights, earth rights, Jupiter rights, I don't give a fuck. That ain't our fucking problem. That's white liberal shit that they trying to use the nigga to push through their own laws. They use these terms and they associate us with these terms so goddamn much that when the motherfucker brings them up, the first thought they think of is a black person. The first time a motherfucker hears thug, they think black. Minority, black. Person of color, black. They use these words against us so often that we become associated with them. That's why we gotta reject that shit. And this easily can be stopped. All that shit take is for you to say, fuck no, I'm black. Easy as that. Motherfucker say person of color, nope, black. Minority, fuck you, I'm black. Oh, okay, I'm sorry. You goddamn right, you sorry. And guess what? You sorry, and I'm black. Black first. Do that, and they'll shut the fuck up. Everything can be done easily. You can win easily. Only thing you gotta do is have the mind, you gotta have the heart. If you're a real certified, then we got both. So guess what? We gonna keep winning. And they gonna hold them L's. So that's a breakdown. Watch out for all the supremacist slang. There's more shit coming, but as long as you strategize and you got your mind on it like all of us do on our side, on the certified side of the fence, we gonna be good. But keep your eye on these busters and keep on smashing on them. This Black Alpha 6, this the Black AlphaCast. Subscribe to the fucking channel. Black Alpha Net W1 on Twitter. Hit me up. Let's build. Let's do our thing. I don't know where you at, but where I'm at, it's sunny outside. I see sun shining through the fucking window. So I'm about to go outside and get my shine on. I know y'all gonna do the same thing. Keep living your black experience. Keep pissing these motherfuckers off. Black Alpha style, I salute all my brothers, sisters, kings, queens, the goddess, and the gods. One love.
That's our motto. We want freedom by any means necessary.
Hell, I might be anywhere, but when I leave, you remember I said, with the last words on my lips, I am